So who is going to own the Facebook content? The person who puts it there, or you?
The person who's putting the content on Facebook always owns the information, and that's why this is such an important thing, and why Facebook is such a special service that people feel a lot of ownership over. Right? This is their information; they own it.
And you won't sell it?
They often want to. No, of course not. I mean, they want to share it with only a few people.
So just to be clear, you're not going to sell or share any of the information on Facebook.
What the terms say is just we're not going to share people's information except for with the people that they've asked for it to be shared.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
All right, I got to hit the Zuckerberg news quickly, but it's very important that I'm going right to John in Texas, Sam in San Francisco, Jeff in Kansas, Cameron in Florida, Eric in Indiana, Daniel in New York, and a bunch of others. And then we have a woman being censored because she escaped Islam and is criticizing sexual mutilation. Say it today. Normally don't have a problem with the words. Sexual mutilation. Just crazy. So that is coming up. And this is what Linda Saussure thinks is a great thing. This is who leads the women marches. It's all an abomination. Now, before we go any further, I don't like sitting up here and plugging stuff. They have to tell me to plug. Most talk shows, as you know, plug every segment, and I get why they do, because the real place people are listening is not during the ad breaks. It's mainly during the main broadcast. So if you tune into Glenn Beck or somebody, he comes into every segment plugging, out of every segment plugging. And sometimes whole segments are plugs. I just bring you great products that I know are game changers, that if you'll try them, you're going to want to keep reordering them. And we have a wide selection of T-shirts, books, films, highest quality water filtration, air filtration. It's all there. And if you shop with the good guys, InfoWarsStore.com, you built this operation. That isn't just like you can halfway feel you're in the fight. Financing us and getting good products at the same time is a total win-win. So for all of you on the fence, man, you ought to be filtering your children's water. And you know, if you like a good, healthy pick-me-up that has all the compounds that are good for your brain, Brain Force is amazing. The Real Red Pill is a fusion of amino acids, key enzymes, vitamins and minerals with pregnenolone that is a precursor to all your hormones, and it starts lowering your body after 2025, and then you cannot produce the hormones you need. So it's not hormone replacement, it is pregnenolone. It's very powerful. But with all these other things with it, it helps you upload it, and it's an organic, very strong source of it. It's not synthetic. It's 50% off the Real Red Pill by itself or Brain Force. But get them together, the combo has free shipping on top of it. Thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews for both. No reviews for the Mind and Body Challenge Pack because we just launched the special yesterday. At current sales rates, we're getting new Brain Force in about 2 weeks. We're getting more Red Pill in about a month. Red Pill will sell out in a couple weeks at this sales rate. Brain Force probably by Monday or Tuesday, and we'll be out for a week. That's fine. I'm going to keep it at 50% off. I'll explain this. We just went out and said, what are the top healthy nootropics that are seen by the FDA as safe? They call it GRAS. There's a law they passed. And we looked at a couple top-selling formulas and kind of changed them up and then fused them and then made it stronger and then don't charge you retail $80 and then discount it for $59. No. You know, we put $10 a product in something and then we got marketing, other stuff. You know, let's say it's costing us $15 a bottle. And we sell it to, you know, for $35 or whatever. Well, right now it's $19.95. And again, I asked him, I said, why are we going to sell this almost at cost? He said, because it makes it, people buy all the other products when they're in there, and this just helps fund the operation. And he's right. But we're selling it for $19.95, and this is better than stuff that sells for $60 discounted. I mean, it's good. And that's our philosophy. 100 to 150% markup, not 5 to 7 times industry standard. Highest quality. We know we're under the gun. They're testing everything we do. They're watching it. Plus, I would still have it be the very best, even if I knew we weren't being tested under the gun. Think about that. So Brain Force Plus, InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLive.com, or 888-253-3139. And just try it. It's great. Sign up for auto ship, an additional 10% off. And then it is a loss leader on the Brain Force. So, and you can cancel anytime. InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. But do yourself a favor. Support free speech. Support this fight. You know, I'm so thankful to you that when people come up and thank me, I say, please stop it. Because I want to hug you. People are like, hey, I want to take a selfie. My wife and, I love you. Our son loves you. We really appreciate you. Oh, you're so nice to get up from dinner and talk to us. I'm like, are you kidding? I went to Chicken Express, and the owner was a listener. He was trying to give me free chicken with my kids driving down to San Antonio. And I said, bro, I'm going to pay for the chicken. Thank you for being a listener and just a patriot. I'm just keep trying to explain. Thank you. Thanks to our affiliates. Thanks to everybody that has the courage to carry this broadcast. This is the real fight for the country. Without you, we're nothing. So stop thinking it's about me. It's about you. And the products you buy are great products, and they fund our operations. So check out InfoWarsStore.com today. Okay, I'm going to your calls. Just getting into Zuckerberg right now. The globalists have the power because they're ruthless and we're willing to take over. But it doesn't mean they're that smart. And good men and women are humble, so they don't think about themselves being in a position of power. So we go into careers, normal people, that are just about our families and our lives and our passions. The globalist passion is world domination and total control. As the Chinese dictator said, we are going to have a bloody war with the U.S. and we're going to have world domination. That's a quote. And that's what the Chinese communists want to hear on their power trip is we're taking over the world. They're organized against us. They're allied with the big banks in the U.S. Trump's fighting that. Well, with Zuckerberg, remember, came out in emails a couple years ago. He said, yeah, I spy on anybody I want. Girlfriends, alumni. You want anything on anybody on the internet, I'll give you everything about them. Just talking, bragging to other friends. And they go, well, how do you have everybody's personal data? He goes, these dumb effers, trust me, dumb effers. Now, think about that. Now, he was chosen by the Harvard alum and the Harvard mafia and the globalist out of all these different systems to let the media promote him, promote this model that was already out there so the CIA and others could get databases on everybody, but so they could also make huge amounts of money and let the Harvard alumni, that's what the emails are, there's hundreds of them, spy on everybody else in the Harvard mafia. So what it is an NSA that you opt into. And its data mining is bigger than the NSA, many experts are saying. I'm not sure that's true. But it's definitely the biggest private data mining out there. Now, they want to do this Analytica deal that's a mid-sized company compared to others, doing data mining, open source, all sorts of weird stuff, bad stuff, you name it, on both sides, working for everybody. Mercenary group. Well, once you open it up, of course, then people go, well, that's Zuckerberg's main job. It's what he does. So now he's on the rocks, and now it's come out that they're spying on everybody and that they're breaking into your phones and that they're downloading all your contacts and then integrating that with other databases, and it's all illegal. So what does Microsoft announce yesterday? And I've got the articles right here. They've already been doing this too. So they put it in the terms of service just like Samsung did 3 years ago. Samsung said, we're watching and listening to everything you do in your house, and we're selling to third parties. They said, so be careful what you say or do. Wow. Wow. So Microsoft just saw them tank. 40 billion dropped out of them. Amazon just lost 40 billion. This is all coming out because Trump says you're not going to be tax exempt anymore. You're not going to get $1.48 on every package from taxpayers. Oh, yeah, it's woodshed time. Trump's delivering to these folks who are trying to shut us down and shut him down and screwing over U.S. taxpayers and consumers. So that's in the news, and I've got the articles here. We'll play this clip. But remember who told you they were spying on all this. Remember who told you this was going on. Remember I told you about the databases because I had NSA whistleblowers. So here's Zuckerberg in 2009 on BBC with his little psycho fake eyes like a little puppy, little baby seal. Oh, you own your data. Oh, we don't share it with nobody. Oh, no. He'd already written the emails calling you dumb effer back then. So let's go to this little psychopath frontman for the CIA. Here he is.
So who is going to own the Facebook content? The person who puts it there or you?
The person who's putting the content on Facebook always owns the information, and that's why this is such an important thing, and why Facebook is such a special service that people feel a lot of ownership over, right? This is their information, they own it.
And you won't sell it?
They often want to, no, of course not. I mean, they want to share it with only a few people.
So just to be clear, you're not going to sell or share any of the information on Facebook?
What the terms say is just, we're not going to share people's information except for with the people that they've asked for it to be shared.
Edward Snowden put that out last week. Total sociopath. I say psychopathic But the point is, you look at those eyes, I mean, you know it's a predator. It's looking at you. How do I scam you? How do I screw you over? I'm dominant. I'm God. I'm Zuckerberg. And that's the spirit of the left and all of them. He's got armed guards, tax exempt, huge compounds in Kauai, helicopters, but he doesn't want you to have guns.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
We confirm suspicions at Veritas. It's not a shock to you, but to get the employee at YouTube on tape admitting that they do it? I mean, you must be a threat if they call you out by name.
It's also what happens when you listen to the radio host, Alex Jones.
As of just a short time ago, and I'm talking about when this meeting started, on Twitter, if you clicked on the hashtag NYC terrorist attack, which is, quote, trending, marked with a red button saying, quote, live, the top tweet links to an InfoWars story with the headline, Imam, I warned de Blasio about New York City terror. He was too busy bashing Trump.
I don't know what happens in somebody's mind or how dark their heart must be to say things like that.
This is a real-time example of when we talk about this information being weaponized.
But Trump doesn't challenge these lies. He actually went on Jones's show and said,
your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope.
He still calls Alex Jones and talks to him, and, you know, the InfoWars,
conspiracy
theories.
How quickly can you act, and what's your responsibility to set the record straight so that the people who saw this know that it's fake news, and at least at some point in time it can't keep spreading like some sort of virus through the legitimate world?
That's something we're thinking about all the time, because it's a bad user experience, and we don't want to be known as a platform for that.
The Russians ran an extensive information war campaign against my campaign to influence voters in the election. They did it through false news sites. They did it through these 1,000 agents. They did it through machine learning, which, you know, kept spewing out this stuff over and over again. And they began to have some of their allies within the internet world, like InfoWars, take out pieces and began to say the most outrageous, outlandish, absurd lies you can imagine.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website InfoWars.
You have RT, you have Sputnik, you have Rupley, and then I think you have them feeding other entities. InfoWars comes to mind, where those are echo chambers.
It's been widely reported that that company's been backed by the Kremlin, and they gave you 75,000 shares that you had to disclose when you went into the Obama administration.
Maybe you're looking at widely reported information from InfoWars.
No, I'm not.
But it is not
No, I'm not.
true.
This is Politico. This is the New York Times. This is the Wall Street Journal.
No, it's
That's
not.
What I'm looking.
If a Google user types in Clinton body, they get car repair shop results instead of a story that talks about a list of people tied to the Clintons who have died under mysterious circumstances over the last 3 decades. Now, the latest story was the death of DNC staffer Seth Rich, who was murdered last month in an apparent robbery. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has hinted that Rich was his source, but has made no further comments about the case. That murder, we should say, remains unsolved.
The Russians, in my opinion, and based on the intel and counter-intel people I've talked to, could not have known how best to weaponize that information unless they had been guided.
All that stuff exists. You don't see it, you don't feel it if you're largely living in reality and in a mainstream media world. But it's undermining our democracy, and I think that the companies themselves, they've taken some steps. They have a lot of responsibility.
Companies like Facebook.
Google, etc.
Right.
To do what they can to essentially not enhance this.
How quickly can you act, and what's your responsibility to set the record straight?
The system self-corrected. That's not that shouldn't be the first tweet you see anymore. It should be a USA article the last time I checked.
But you saw this.
USA Today. At lunch I did, yeah, and I also saw the system correct it.
That man's a threat to this country.
They didn't call out Fox News by name. They didn't call out anyone else by name. They said, when it comes to Alex Jones, we need people to scroll and manually find him and manually have to find that video. We're not going to allow that video, if it gets 10 million views, to be on the front of the so-called news carousel.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's
Alex Jones.
InfoWars Life Brain Force Plus is our #1 selling product by leaps and bounds, and for a good reason. Going back about 5 years ago, we did research on what top selling nootropics were, what were most popular, what were best, what people liked, and we made it even stronger. Then we cut the price because leading competitors have 5 to 7 times markup. We only have 150%, and then it helps fund our operation. Well, now it's 50% off. That means we've got a 25% markup, and we've got it paired with the Real Red Pill that takes about 7 days to kick in. Brain Force takes about 30 minutes. But the two go together. It's the Mind and Body Challenge. They're both 50% off individually, or together they're 50% off and free shipping with the combo at InfoWarsLife.com. But it's got to end in a couple days because both of these bestsellers are about to sell out. InfoWarsLife.com to get your Brain Force Plus and Real Red Pill today.